All right, man, we got Rico Rolando in the building. What's good? It's the Rhythm Station, IRIE 98.9. You're locked in the mornings with Dane on IRIE FM. Official time of the dial is 8:04 a.m. Terry's in the building. Rico's in the building. Make some
Rico,
noise.
welcome.
What's up, man?
What's up?
Newest member, too, to the Hurley's Media team.
Hurley's Media.
Yes, you do Z99 on the weekends, right?
Yes, I do. And you know what? It's so great to actually start, promoting more local talent on the air and stuff like that.
Most
and
definitely.
That's what we're about. So let's get it.
Yeah, man. How did that happen?
You know what? It actually happened through Jason. Jason hit me up and he was like, you know what? We would really like you to come over to Hurley's Media, start doing this. And I just wanted to take more opportunities. It's not just for myself.
Yeah.
In terms of getting stage presence and make sure that I'm performing at the ladder and climbing up. But it's just a part of trying to promote not only myself but all local artists in Cayman. So that's what I'm about.
Most definitely, man. And talking about promoting yourself and local artists, we got a show that's coming very soon next month. That's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be fire, Cayman.
Yeah, we actually partnered up with Cayman 27.
Yep.
So, we're bringing Homeland back.
Homeland.
Monday.
Can you imagine?
I cannot wait.
Man.
I cannot wait.
It's been a while. It's been a while. Like when I first came up with the idea of the Homeland show, I was saying to myself, man, we need to play more homemade music.
Yes.
But good homemade music.
Quality, right?
Yeah, I just don't want to be the guy just puts it on to put it on.
Yeah,
I want to play the best of the best.
Exactly.
And you did.
Yeah, Rico was one of those guys that set the
remember.
standards, along with Josh Pearl.
So true.
And there was Cottrell. There was so many people setting the standards.
Every Wednesday night, yes.
You did an awesome job at that, man. So I'm glad that you're gonna be my co-host.
Yay.
It's gonna be amazing. So
About to put Cayman on the map this year. That's
right.
Most
what we're trying to do,
Yeah.
you're putting Cayman on the map. You performed recently with Aloe Black too. How was that at the Kipton?
That was actually a really good experience in terms of I was actually only one of the few, or the only Caymanian performer that was able to perform before him. And it was a really good experience. You always get different crowds for different performances in terms of what genre. If you can always expect the type of genre that you're singing to know what type of audience that's gonna be coming out. But definitely I was shocked to know that most of them did know some of the local artists and most of my songs. So when they were playing it's all thanks to Hurley's Media, because I definitely think that if it wasn't for Hurley's Media, a lot of these local artists would not be heard.
Yeah.
And I just feel like there's just so much more opportunity when it comes from Hurley's Media. So big shout outs.
That's right.
Did you have a chance to catch up with Aloe Black after the show?
You know what? I did not get a chance. I actually spoke to his wife, and they said that they were actually listening from when they were having their dinner at the restaurant at Kimpton.
Dope.
And they were listening to my whole set. They said that Aloe Black was sometimes standing up, clapping, trying to see who this person was.
Wow.
And then he hit me up on Instagram after congratulating me.
I saw that.
Me to always follow my dreams and stuff like that. So big shout outs.
Yeah, I think he hit you back saying thank you for sharing your talent.
Yeah.
Which was amazing to see.
Yeah.
And he liked your posts and stuff. That's amazing, man. But
Yeah.
you always have some celebrity that's hitting you up on Instagram. Who's the biggest celebrity to surprise you on your Instagram?
No, I honestly I wouldn't be able to say that person's name, but
Why
it's
not?
definitely
Come on,
man.
Rico.
No,
we have
100%.
exclusive rights. This is Hurley's Media.
Yeah, man. You can
All right.
say to us.
You're now a member.
You know what? I would say probably not the biggest, but one of the few artists who have actually hit me up, or not one of the artists, but there's this new show on Fox. It's called The Four.
Yeah.
And recently I've been catching up with some of the artists, trying to contact them and meet them and stuff like that. So I've been able to start hitting them up, and hopefully we'll be able to do a collab with another artist. Her name's Elenice.
Yeah.
She's one of the first artists on there. Hopefully we're gonna be able to do a collaboration very, very soon.
So you guys she's been sliding into your DM?
Yeah, in the right way.
Dan,
In the right
he
way,
has a
babe. If you're
girlfriend.
listening,
Stop
if
it.
you're listening, you know.
Don't follow. I'm here
Oh,
to protect you, Rico.
He knows what he's gonna get when he does an interview with me, man.
But
I'm gonna ask him
Elenice-
serious questions.
Drama.
Yeah. Elenice is actually one of the good. She's the Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Well, she's not on there anymore.
Yeah, I know,
No.
but so whatever.
So she's not one of the good ones.
Whatever.
You know what? I think definitely with her type of voice,
I'm
I
gonna
feel like
ignore
she's
you.
just gonna skyrocket, and also
Yeah.
her appearance and her whole look and
Right.
everything. I think
Right.
she's got the whole package.
Right.
Yeah, she definitely does, man. She did, and don't mean that in any way. I can't wait to see you do a collab with her.
You know what's
That's
gonna be
that's
sick.
honest talk.
Look at his face.
But I actually liked the Four. I was watching it last night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's picking up.
it is.
Yeah, you know what?
It
Did you
is.
guys
Competition
see, did you
is
guys see
real.
when the other guy, the two guys were like arguing or something like
Ah,
that.
last night.
Like
Yeah,
little
that was a
girls.
bit. I
That
don't know.
was-
That was
huge.
uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable. I didn't like.
Is
I
it
didn't like
live
what
though?
what
Is the 4 live?
No,
Okay.
no, it's pre-recorded.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but it's like I don't know what the argument was about, but I heard when the other guy, and I don't know his name, so I don't want to explain him by race because it might sound racist.
Yeah,
So I'm just gonna say the newest guy that came on the
Yeah.
show attacked one of the guys that was a 4.
Yeah.
And said to him, you know what, you're good, but you're too much drama.
Yeah,
or
and I was
something
like,
Okay.
that's the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, why are you bringing up his whole like background? Like,
Yeah.
his background has nothing to do with his talent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that other guy, James, the guy in the red suit,
Yeah.
I would say that he was on the show The Voice before, and he went like a really, really far
Far
way
away,
in terms
okay.
of like actually being on the show and stuff like that. So I would say to all artists, don't come out the game being all cocky and being all like you're better than anyone else, or throwing jabs at someone when you're first coming out. That's definitely a no-no, and your fan base will like deteriorate in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So.
Any artists you ever catched up with, like you almost got in an argument?
Yeah,
with?
definitely. And you
Can
know what?
Can you name
You
that
got
artist?
beef?
No.
You can't name that artist.
Me and that artists are good right now, but
Okay.
in terms of, I would just say there's some artists who just feel like they may have one song on the radio and all of a sudden they're blown up and they start like changing their attitude and stuff
Arrogant.
like that. That's the worst thing to do. I've been there. I went through that whole stage, and to me, it's not worth it. It's not worth it being all arrogant and
Doesn't that cripple your creativity as well? And then
Definitely.
people will blacklist you because they just won't want to work with you.
Exactly, and that's the first thing that I always say to K-Mining artists. They're always like, Rico, how did you start out? How did you do this? You know, you're making money. You're making a little bit of money now, just like performing and stuff like that. So how do I get there? And then if you try to give them the gig, they're like, oh, I want $500 for my first performance ever.
They don't want
It's not gonna work. It's
Yeah.
never gonna work like that. So I would say to all local artists, or any artist in particular, if you're first coming out of the game, I would say to always make sure that most of your gigs are gonna have to be free until
Yeah.
you made a name for yourself. That's what I would say to you if you're listening right now and you're like, how do I go about it? I would say definitely, you know, start pushing yourself out there in terms of an artist. Be as hungry as you possibly can. If you want it
Absolutely.
that bad, you're gonna go out there and do by all means possible. If you say, if you're performing for a crowd of 100,000, you want to get $10 from it, be happy that you
Yeah.
performed for the 100,000.
that you
in
had the
crowd.
opportunity, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something because I noticed when there was the lineup with Sac Passe for the Capella Music Festival that
Yeah.
Thursday night, you basically did not need a mic. No, and let me explain why.
Okay.
You sound as if you sing straight from the diaphragm and you're singing to the archangels above.
Yeah.
You do not need an amplifier. You do not need a mic. How did you get your voice to be that powerful?
You know what? You just have to explore your whole voice, and people always ask me like, Rico, why do you talk so high? Like you sound like a girl. Like why do you keep speaking like that? And I'm always having to tell them, I'm like, it's not how I actually sound. Like this is not my first voice
have
that I
to
ever
train.
had. So when I was going to school in Canada,
Yeah.
I had this music teacher. Her name is Sandra. Big up to Sandra right now. She's like, I would honestly say like she's the Corella Deville of opera. Like she doesn't play around.
Yeah.
Like,
Hard on you, right?
She's very hard, and to be honest, like her rehearsals are normally between $350 to $500 per session. Like this woman is the big league of everything else. And she was telling me I was like 14 or 15 years old back in Canada, and I was actually going through puberty change and like my voice changing. And she was like, all right, Rico, so you have two choices. Either you're gonna have to talk in a head voice and you're gonna have to talk like this, which is very high up,
Yeah.
or you can talk way down low
Yeah.
and you can just keep it like that. But
Right.
unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to get those high notes. And a lot of artists in Cayman, I say, would struggle with that because they're always like, how do you, keep your voice up so high and stuff like that? But it all had to do with me struggling to find my confidence in having this high voice, yet still being able to perform and still being able to hit octaves. Like,
yes. You hit those octaves.
yeah.
I was like, whoa.
that's what it's all about. It's making sure that you're always training your voice,
Yeah.
and you're always keeping like a higher pitch than what you would normally do. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to hit like those.
So that actually makes your voice stronger when you practice to speak in a higher voice. Okay.
All right, man. Well, Rico's been doing this thing for a while, so I'm happy for him. And we're going to be doing a brand new show, Homeland. We partner up with Hurley's Media and K-Man 27. Sickening Love is his new single out on the radio right now. You working on an EP at the moment?
I am working on an EP, and actually next week, me and Teodoro, we recently did a project together.
Wow.
Right after,
That's gonna be huge.
Yeah, right after, me and Teodoro, I came third, and then Teodoro came second and first for Hurley's Christmas countdown on Z99, and it was so honored to see that we beat out artists like Ed Sheeran, Bruno Mars, Cardi B, all these different artists that we would be able to beat out because of us having support in Cayman. So definitely anyone who's listening, thank you so much for supporting me every single day throughout my whole music journey. There's so much more coming. Definitely stay tuned. Stay tuned to Homeland, of course. It's going to be bigger and much better. So make sure you guys tune in. Yeah.
There it is. And I want to ask one more question, man.
Yeah.
You're talking about Beat Out that you did on the countdown for Christmas. Who do you know for a fact that you see out there right now that you can take out? Like you say, man, just give me the opportunity. I'll take that artist out.
You know what? I definitely would not come with that attitude. Trying to take an artist
He's
out.
trying to start.
No, man. This is competition.
But
you got to say, you got to have that hungry
He just gave us
mentality.
a speech about being humble.
Yo, listen. You heard what Puff Daddy
to
said?
have longevity in the
You heard
business.
what Diddy said? You got to eat. Diddy said you got to eat.
Diddy's crazy. He's in
gotta
a different category.
You know,
who can you take their food?
You know what?
Who inspires you?
You know what? I would say.
Don't come with that all that.
I would say
Mother
that,
Teresa talk.
I would say that in terms of artists, there's just so many new. I don't want to say lame, but there's just so many artists who have made it now. Who's just like. Gucci gang, spend that racks on you. It's like that's
mumble.
like,
Mumble
it's
rap.
mumble. But
yeah.
in
Mumble
terms of like the whole artistry growing, it's just a different age range now, and everybody else is just like it's all about the melody.
So Cardi B then.
Yeah.
You can take out Cardi B.
I can take out Cardi.
All right, cool. It's the Rhythm Station, IRIE 98.9. Thank you so much, man. We had Rico Rolando in the studios this morning. It was a
Big
pleasure.
ups.
And we'll see him more and more, because don't forget we got Homeland, which we just partnered up with K-Man 27, and Hurley's Media is going to be huge. I appreciate you. Any shout-outs you want to give before you exit the studios?
You know what I would love to say is I miss the word homemade talent, and that's the word that Dane created, so I couldn't take that from him. However, no, we can say it again, that it's homemade talent coming very, very soon. Homeland. Make sure you guys tune in as soon as it starts. It's going to be so much better. We're all about supporting Caymanian artists, and we just want to get someone to the next level. And I would say big shout outs to all of you guys at Hurley's Media who definitely had me on their interview shows every single time. You guys have supported me right through my music journey, and hopefully it's going to end up bigger and better. So
There it is, man. Rico Rolando. Let's make some noise for him in the studios right now,
Woo.
man.
Coming, Rico.
816, your chance to win VIP tickets to Taste of K-Man's coming up next.